Well, again, guys, what's going on? It's about 5 after 7 at night. It's still the 28th of August, 2025. Want me to throw a dog at you? I was thinking, as I was talking, putting another video letter to somebody else, that California is in trouble again. I think over the past 30 to 40 years, roughly, we've had issues regarding the conservatives versus the Democrats of who should control and how much control there is over the state and its representation in the House and in the Senate. Now, in the Senate, it's always two senators per state. That's not going to change. But representation in the House of Representatives, that's different. How many people you got? How many districts can you form? There's going to be how many seats you're going to fill to a certain point. And when it comes down for California, now I've seen some kooky voting things happening over the past, since I was voting. But how California should be split up, chunked up. And this time there was another way of doing it, splitting it up in two, in response to getting redistricting going, in response to Trump wanting more seats to keep him in power. So while Texas passes redistricting, California's got no choice but to put this on the ballot for the California residents to vote on this. And it's going to determine whether or not we're going to have a majority in the House and in the Senate somehow, just by getting the districts reshuffled, reorganized, gerrymandered. But we do it under the law. We do it under legal. And we take it to the voters. Texas didn't. Texas decided Trump wanted three more seats for Texas because he needs three more Republican seats. Texas says sure. The reason why the House Democrats in Texas chambers left, except maybe one person, because they didn't want Trump to get debt. And Texas forced the vote. They were going to do it. But they needed the Democrats to be there to get a quorum so they could get the process going according to their rules. And they cheated. They were forcing it one way or another through law, through intimidation, and did not give the voters any opportunity to vote on it or even be represented. This is Greg Abbott of Texas, and he sucks. In California, Gavin Newsom, governor, had to fight fire with fire. Normally, redistricting happens right after a new census has been done, and we get the results, and then they start doing the redistricting according to how many political affiliates we have per district, how many political parties are represented, so we can get the accurate representation in the House. But this is happening in between the census. States are being forced into redistricting, either legalized or illegalized gerrymandering. So Gavin had the bill pushed through the state assembly. He had decided it was going to be put into the ballots. And it's up to the state of California to get the information out to the voters, let the voters decide whether or not California is going to be split apart again, districts-wise. And this is why the Republican Party tried to sue, didn't work in the state Supreme Court. They could have appealed it over to the SCOTUS at that point, but it'll take them too much time on that one. So they're deciding they're going to do the anti-districting campaign by forcing a plan of having California split. Now, most of the conservatives are interior, while the liberals are exterior, according to this map, which gives the liberals less to work with and the Republicans more to work with. We'll see if this plan passes through the state assembly, if it will or not. And if it does, well, we're going to have a fight on our hands in the legal system. Not to mention in the ballots. But it's all because Trump wants more votes to secure himself. Now, he also made comments when he was campaigning that he'd get rid of voting. He'd get rid of voting. He can't do that because it's against the Constitution. But he's getting rid of the Constitution little by little by little until it's gone. And then there's no more but him and his party of Trumplicans. It's even got to the point where Stephen Miller went insane, saying that they ought to hold the Democrats as terrorists. And then he threw out a bunch of word salad out there, threatening and telling people that the Democrats were evil, we're this, we support a lot of evil, rotten things, because we're evil, rotten people. And this is the asshole who has put up ICE after people. He's the deputy chief of staff. Where's the chief of staff? He's not visible. Only Steve Miller keeps getting himself more and more publicity because he wants the public exposure to see what kind of a lunatic he is. He's proving it to a lot of people what kind of insane asylum he is. He's a walking, talking insane asylum. He grew up this way. His family had been this way. It's out there in the internet, guys. Research it. Because I'm only saying what's already been reported out there. So, this is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a guy who's got racial bigotry problems. He wants all whites. He doesn't like blacks. He doesn't like browns. And he wants incarcerations in each state. He wants people getting kicked out of the country one way or another, even if they are legalized or not. And he's forcing Trump to do this shit. He's manipulating him. And Trump's going along with it. This is what we're dealing with, boys and girls. Our way of life, of being Americans. Say goodbye to it. That being said.